Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Graylan Stewart. I am a virtual wholesaler. My channel is all about wholesaling real estate. So if you want to learn how to do it, definitely check out my channel. I've got over 400 videos that can help you totally for free. But today I'm going to talk about some sellers that we have. So we've got about 7,000 or so sellers in our system roughly, and about 7 of them belong to me, which are assigned to me. So I'm actually going to call these 7 sellers, or at least some of them, and record it live just to see how it goes. So stay tuned and check it out. Okay, so I'm calling a handful of sellers. So I have 7 leads that are assigned to me. The reason they're assigned to me is a couple of them are just super old from like 4 years ago that are personal referrals or something like that. A couple of others, most of them are referrals, but a couple of others are just leads that I took when everybody else was off and I just happened to take the lead. But most of those I end up reassigning to someone else. But nevertheless, I have 7 leads assigned to me, so I'm going to call a couple of them. So let's see, we're going to call this guy Chuck first. Make sure I've got it on my phone number here first. All right, here we go.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
As I've said before, never just try once. Calling them again. But that's usually for sellers that you've never gotten a hold of or things like that, or that are ghosting you. These 7 sellers I've talked to a couple times. Well, some of them I've talked to dozens.
Hello.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey.
What's up, man?
No, working. What are you doing?
Same. Sorry I didn't call you back yesterday. Got busier than anticipated. Did you have a good New Year's and everything?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything. Sleep.
Yeah, we just went to dinner and then hung out at the house. Pretty low key this year.
I don't even know if I was awake at midnight.
I was barely.
Barely?
But, yeah. Anyways, I wanted to call you back on, it was your mom's house, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In Denison, Texas. Have you done anything with it yet, or?
Well, we've got a contract on it.
Okay.
Somebody out of the Dallas area.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's cool. What did you end up getting for it?
110.
Oh, wow.
And they pay everything, all the closing.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a good offer. You should. Hopefully that goes through. What did you say?
Where were you at? Did you?
Yeah, I would have been closer to about 100. So I'm glad you got that deal.
Okay. Yeah, we. I think we did it. Golly, is this past Friday, maybe Thursday. I had to go down. I was trying to, and I'm still trying to get I had to file another paper so I could get a executor's deed. So to take it out of probate. I mean, the probate's been going on for like 8 months.
Wow.
So that's crazy. Hey, did you get that link I sent you on my house in Shawnee?
Let me see. I don't recall one. Did you email it or text?
I can't remember. I thought that I maybe texted it to you.
Yeah, I didn't get anything on text. So maybe you forgot to push send or something. I don't know. But yeah, send it to me. I'll definitely look at it.
Yeah. I'll send it to you and let you see. I've already had one guy that does the same thing you're doing. He came before we even put it on the market. He made me an offer on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty low. But and I understand that's where you guys make your money. So
Yeah. Yeah, hit me up and let me know if this Denison deal doesn't go through. Maybe we can look at it
Okay.
again. So, but hopefully it does.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you. Appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, for sure, no problem. But yeah, send me that text on your other house and I'll look at it.
Okay. Good enough.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
Graylan.
All right, thanks, Chuck. See you later. All right, so that was a deal that I wasn't super interested in anyways, and really that 100K offer would have been for novations. So who knows, somebody there locally might know the area a little bit better, but we're super conservative on our numbers. And our wholesale MAO on that was 75 and novation was 101. So he said he got 110 offers. So I'm going to move this from interested to so we have our lead statuses from valid interested to just short-term nurture, and I'll just follow up with them, in a couple weeks, and I'm going to schedule a task to make sure that I do that, and I'm going to do about 2 weeks. So that's all set. All right, so we're going to go to the next seller now. So this seller is, let me see, Stephanie Pruitt. She's an older lady that came in from radio advertising. Oh, probably, let me see, when was that? I think that was early December, potentially. Maybe even late November. And she was very interested. She was going to do pictures for me and everything, but her situation is she moved away from this house into an apartment because she didn't want to live in the house because I think her husband died there or something like that. So yeah, that's what it was. Her spouse passed away and now it's just sitting vacant, and she's getting older and wants to move on and stop paying double mortgage. So, well, not double mortgage, but double payments. But anyway, she called me back like right after Christmas, I think, and said that she decided to move back into the house. Because it just wasn't working out paying that for the apartment. But I'm going to call her and see what's up anyway. Because this might be a deal that she's going to stay there. And I know that I never gave her a price, but what she wanted and what we could give was a pretty big gap. But we were helping her out with probate too, where no one else would help her without having to pay up front. So let's just see. She owed $68,000.
I'm sorry, but the
Which
person
is
you
about where
called
we
has a
needed to be.
voicemail box.
I'm gonna hang up and try her again. But you see, by calling people back, like Chuck answered the second time. So that's why I always say call 3 times in a row. So this property is in Norman, Oklahoma, by the way, which is like a block or two from the Oklahoma Sooners campus. So right by the OU campus, which would be
I'm sorry,
huge.
but the person you
I'm gonna try her again. Call. Let's go. If she doesn't answer, I always follow up with a text. I can try her back again later.
Hello?
Hey Stephanie, how you doing?
All right, how are you doing?
I'm good. This is Graylan with Home Buyer for Cash. We spoke a couple weeks ago.
I know it.
Oh.
You doing okay?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing fine. I'm hanging in there.
Well, that's good. Did you end up moving?
I'm back in the house.
Okay, yeah, I remember you texted me that. Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to keep paying for an apartment when I had a house.
No, I went back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, are you still interested in selling that house if we can come to an agreement?
Well, not at this current time. And let me get in there and think about it for a while and figure out what I want to do, okay?
Okay.
But I've got your number and I'm keeping it.
Yeah, definitely save it.
I will.
And just keep in mind that, we can still help you out with that probate issue. because we definitely have an
Okay.
attorney that we use all the time that is willing to get paid at closing, so that helps you out instead of paying up front, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big thing. Just let me get a grip on everything, and I'll call you, okay, and
Okay.
let you know one way or another.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good new year, and I'll hope to talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you, Graham.
All right. Well,
Appreciate it.
no problem. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So just like I said, I'm going to leave notes in here. We always leave notes every time we talk to someone. Spoke to seller about Norman House. She's moving in and may not sell right away. So same thing on this one. This no longer, in my system at least, is no longer valid interested. Well, I already had it on short-term nurture because she sent that text the other day. But here, let me explain our lead statuses. So we have valid interested, short-term nurture, long-term nurture, cow, deal, do not call, close, lost, dead. Okay? So I'll explain those. Valid, pretty much, unless it's PPC or radio, every other lead comes in as just valid. That just means it's a valid lead, and it's up to the acquisition manager to figure out where to move that lead. So it's kind of like a holding place for us. But our goal is to not have any valid leads because we want to move those to where they need to be. They're either interested or we're nurturing that lead short term, like the acquisition manager themselves, or we're going to put that into long term nurture for our follow-up specialist to call. Or a cow is a contract on the way, meaning we got a verbal agreement, or it's a deal. We've already got a signed contract. Do not call is obvious. We use that sparingly, though, I will say, because that actually puts them on our do not call list, and to where we can't make a phone call to that customer at all, to that seller. We can't make or receive calls whenever we click do not call. And then we have close, lost, dead, which also technically puts them on do not call list. But then if you choose close, lost, dead, you have to have a reason. So one of the reasons is wrong phone number. Another reason is doesn't own any property, so it could have been a mistake, like they misdialed. Sold to another investor. Sold through a realtor on MLS. Already sold and confirmed, meaning we actually confirmed that they did really sell it. They didn't just tell us that. Can't sell legally. Like we've had renters try to sell properties that they don't even own because they're not the owner. Or we're not interested, or it's too far from a major metro, meaning we don't think we can get a buyer for it, so we pass. And then we have not a seller, dash, it's a test lead or spam or troll, etc. Or we have these buttons that we can push, like if it's a contractor or a wholesaler or a rental lead or things like that, we have these buttons we push that goes into different workspaces that we have, because this is our acquisition workspace. So if it's a buyer, for example, we just push cash buyer. That goes into our disposition workspace right away for them to follow up with that buyer. If it's a wholesaler, it does the same thing. Contractor, same thing. So that's what that's for. So anyways, this is short-term nurture. So let's move on to the next one. So that is 2 of my 7. So one of these on here is this other lady that I bought a couple of houses from her 4 years ago when I was starting out, probably in my first few months. And she's got several other houses, and I follow up with her usually like once every 6 months or so, just because I want to bug her to death, and she's definitely not motivated to sell. Initially she's got houses on the street she lives on, which she wanted to keep all of those. The street next to her, she was willing to sell those houses, and I do regret selling those now because I got those super cheap, and we still sold them pretty cheap, even though we made about 15 grand each on them. I wish I'd have kept those though, because you can't get houses that cheap anymore, not in the Oklahoma City area. But anyways, I'm going to give her a holler just to see if she's ready to move anything yet, because you never know. It's all about timing. See what happens. Her name is Dottie, Dorothy, but she goes by Dottie. But as you can see on the last seller, she answered the 3rd time. Some of these older people, it just takes time. That's why you always call 3 times in a row. And I never did get Daddy's cell phone number. Because I don't think she actually has one.
4
Because she is
0
older for
5
sure.
2.
Alright, hang up and try again. I don't think she's gonna answer. She's still pretty active. She still drives herself and goes to the grocery store and things like that. So I actually met her at her house a couple times. That's when I lived in Oklahoma
4
City half the time,
0
in
5
Denver half the time.
2 3.
But now, of course, I'm in Colorado full time, but still in Oklahoma every 6 weeks or so, just to check up on properties. And my kids are there. Trying her for the third time. And I can't text her because I know this is her landline. And I actually already have a task to follow up. Hello? I don't think it went through. Hello, hello? That was really weird. So I'm actually going to try one more time just because of the way that ended. Maybe she answered and I was talking so she was confused. But yeah, I am going to follow up with her again in another month or so. Come on, Dottie, answer your phone. Not going to happen. Alright. On to the next. So this next seller, I've been dealing with him for a couple years now. Bought a couple of houses from him as well. His dad left him, I don't know, a dozen or so houses. And he sold some to other people as well. It's just hard, you know, because he's just not super motivated. He was at one time, but not so much anymore. At one time, he was really hard up for money, which was why he sold a couple houses to me. But let's just see if he's still looking to sell anything. Give him a holler. His name's Michael. He's also in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, this is Michael.
Hey, Michael, this is Graylan. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just following up to see if you're still looking to sell any of your houses. Are you still?
I am, but the 45th is tied into litigation.
Yeah, I figured that one was. That's been a nightmare for you, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to get out from underneath it. Hold on just a second, real.
Sure.
Can I get you to go ahead and log in for me on that? I am in the market for a few, but I'm not at a good place to talk at the moment.
Okay.
Can I call you back? Can you shoot me a text?
Yeah, of course. I'll text you right now. Yep. I'll text you now and holler back at me later when you're available.
All right. I appreciate it, sir.
All right, Michael. See you later.
Thanks, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so he's ready to sell a few houses. Let me type that in. It says he's ready to sell a few. So I'm going to text him right now from our system. So by the way, we use Podio as our CRM, and we have CallRail integrated into Podio that tracks all of our calls, but our actual phone system is smartphone, so that we can call and text right from Podio. But I'm going to text him real fast. Hey, Michael. It's Graylan. Please call me when you're available to chat about the houses you're ready to offload. Pretty easy. So that's a good one. So he's on short-term nurture right now. I'm actually going to move him to valid interested because now he's interested again, right? So I sent him a text, but also one of these properties that I know he has is what I have in the system on Southwest 28th Street in Oklahoma City. But I have it listed on here, all of his properties. So 45th Street, the one he mentioned on the phone call, we actually have had under contract for 2 years now, just ongoing until he figures it out. But now, as you heard, he's in litigation with it. The deal is on that is he owned the house. It was his dad's house, but his dad left it to him. The sellers claim that they were buying it on rent to own from the father, but had no paperwork to prove that. So, you know, as far as the new seller, the son, goes, it's his house, and he wanted to get them out so he can start getting rent because they haven't paid for anything. But they claimed they paid enough to pay it off already, but there was no paper trail. So obviously they got attorneys, and so did he, and it's been in litigation for a while now. So that is what it is. But he does still have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more houses that I know of still available. So anyways, definitely if he doesn't text me back, I'm scheduling a follow-up in one day, so tomorrow, just in case he doesn't call me back because he might forget. But I did send him a text, and he's now in my interested leads so that it's more priority as opposed to just nurture. So that is what it is. So let's just call this other one now. This guy lives with his mom. He's an older guy, and his mother's really old. But they called, I don't even know, 2 or 3 months ago, and we were close on price. They didn't really like the price that I gave them. Obviously, they were initially asking $120,000. I think I was in the 60 or 50 range, I think. But you know, low offers, keep in mind, are okay if you can justify them. Okay, so this property, you know, obviously it needs work because it's an older house, you know, built in 1961. So, but their motivation is they're moving to another house, mother's getting older, and moving potentially out of state. I think they wanted to move to North Carolina. And, you know, the dad passed away a while ago, so they're just ready to start over. He's going to stay living with his mom so he can help her. But yeah, I think she wanted to move to North Carolina, and he wanted to move to Florida or something like that. But we will see what happens. It's been a couple weeks since I spoke to him, so I'm going to call Pete, and if he doesn't answer, for whatever reason, he likes to be called Dr. Pete, so stroking his ego a little bit. He's not a doctor, doesn't even work in the field. He just likes that for whatever reason. So, give him what he likes. Sometimes he doesn't answer first call. But I've got his mom's number too. I can call her because she's really the decision maker, even though she's impossible to get a hold of.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voice.
I bet it does. Voicemail box full.
I'm sorry, but the person...
I'll try one more time, then I'm going to call his mom. So this house, this lead came in from radio, from one of the 3 stations we're on in Oklahoma City. And this property is in Dale City, which is a suburb of Oklahoma City. Single family, 3-2, 2-car attached, 1,059 square feet. Dr. Pete, can you hear me? Hello, Pete? Is this Gene or Pete? Uh-oh, they answered, and it sounded like his mom trying to answer the phone, but I'm going to call that number again, which is Pete's number. Come on. If he doesn't answer it, or if she doesn't try to answer it, I'm going to call her phone. Hello? Is this Pete or Gene? Can you hear me?
What you said.
What'd you say?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, is this Gene?
This is Gene.
Hey, Gene, this is Graylan with Home Buyer for Cash. We spoke a couple months ago. I've been talking to you and Pete about your house in Del City.
Oh, yes.
You remember? You doing okay?
I'm good.
Did I catch you at a good time? Can you hear me? Hello? I remember last time it was really hard. She could never hear me through my computer for some reason. So I'm going to try to call her from my phone because I have a smartphone on my phone as well. Let me get my acquisition number up. And I'm just going to call her from the phone and see what happens. So, giving her a call on that same number from my phone. I'll put it on speaker so you can hear it. Come on.
I'm sorry, but the person you called.
I'm going to try to call her phone number. That's her calling. I'm going to answer it on my cell phone. Hey, this is Graylan.
And this is Gene Barnett.
Hey, Gene.
You call me?
Yes. Can you hear me better this time?
I can hear you fine.
All right, good.
Okay.
Good,
Finally
so-
made a good connection. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Well, so we spoke about your house in Del City recently, talking with you and Pete both. And just calling you back. Are you still looking to sell that? I'm assuming you are, right?
Well, I've been kind of hot cold as far as selling it, but I mean, yeah, I'm always willing to do anything here anyway.
Well, tell me about what's happening. I mean, you said you've been on hold. I know that he said that you had to go to the hospital or something, didn't you?
I did.
Everything
And I
okay?
ended up having pneumonia twice.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Twice.
And I got out, and then I had a sinus infection. But I think I'm finally coming out above water.
Well, that's good. Yeah, being sick is never fun.
No, it is not. Especially on holiday.
I know. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
You know what? Yeah.
but I mean, you were looking at potentially moving into like North Carolina, right?
Right.
Okay. Did Pete ever agree to that? I know y'all were trying to figure that out as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of my good ideas of where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I just decided I'm tired of Oklahoma, so I'm going to go somewhere else.
I hear you. I mean,
Okay.
that's the beauty of freedom and doing what you want to do, right?
Yeah, that's
If you
right.
don't like something, change it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But we got the house pretty well situated to sale.
Okay.
There's a few more things I need to do. Got fence, put a new fence up, and it's almost all up, but it's not complete. Should be. It'd be a simple matter, really.
Sure. What kind of fence is it?
It's a 6-foot wooden fence,
Okay.
and it's got metal posts so
Post.
that they don't rot.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so the old fence got rotten, so we bought a new one.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good to replace
And,
things that need it.
Yeah. And, well, it's the posts that are big paint trying to dig the holes and or else redo them if they're rotten out because bugs ate them or whatever. And one, you don't have to worry about that. You just unscrew the thing and screw a new one on there.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Those regular wooden posts are a nightmare when you got to replace them. So it's better to do it right the first time, for sure.
Well, it's not so bad though if you have metal posts.
Yeah, exactly.
And we had somebody, was a friend that was pretty smart about things like this, and did the metal post part.
Yeah.
It made a big difference. Yeah.
For sure, yeah. So when we spoke last, I think it was like October. I haven't been able to reach you because you've been in and out, being sick and stuff. Well, I'm definitely glad you're feeling better. But, I mean, in the meantime, the market has definitely changed. I don't know if you've seen the news or heard what's happening, but the market has definitely changed recently with the interest rates spiking and houses sitting on, on the market forever and things like that.
Well, the thing of it is that the already built houses are going a lot better than the new ones.
Say it again?
That the older homes are going faster and better than the new for sale homes.
Yeah.
New construction.
Yeah, for sure. New construction, they always have to get top dollar because they put so much money into them.
Really.
The older houses, obviously, they usually sell those at a discount because they typically need some work. But, yeah, I know.
My house is going to paint the inside and outside. And it's got a little bit of woodwork that needs to be done outside, not much.
Okay.
And so that's about it. And then at that point, it'll be in really pretty tip-top shape.
Yeah, that's good.
The back window was kind of bad, and we replaced that. So, got things pretty well in good shape.
Okay. So what are you thinking on price now? How much are you wanting to get out of it now?
Well, I was just open to an offer.
Well, I gave you an offer before, and it was lower than you liked. So
Yeah.
what would you say is a good offer?
Well, if my other offer you made was a little low, what would you come up with now?
Well, I just did it based off of the comps in the neighborhood, and that was then. The comps now are probably a little bit lower. When the market changes, we have to change with it, or we can get stuck having a property that's not worth as much as we paid. You know what I mean? But yeah, back then when we were speaking in October, the average comps were in the $65,000 range. Some of them up to $70,000, based on condition and things like that. Could you get anywhere close to those numbers at all?
No, that's pretty far down because I'm actually on a corner lot, got a larger property, and I got a large shop in the back too.
Yeah, there's definitely value in that. So, what number would you be happy with?
Well, I'm going to have to come up with more than 70. I mean, that's just way too low.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, what would make you happy? I don't know that we could do it, but maybe. If you give me a counter, maybe we can do some numbers and check it out a little bit closer, you know what I mean?
What would make me happy would not make you happy, that's for sure.
Well, we want to try to find a win-win for both of us, right? So,
there we go.
So I definitely, I'll do my best to come to your number, but, paying more than retail obviously is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you think would work for you?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, it's true. The property sale lots of times, but the area makes a difference.
Right.
But you don't have anything to compare, really, with mine, as far as the shop's concerned, and for sale and a car lot. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've got that they don't have. So I was thinking, hold on. Well,
she's talking to
there?
Pete. I'm here.
Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was thinking more like about 130, but I know that that's high, but not real high considering what you get.
Yeah,
And,
it's. I mean, to be honest,
nicer places. Yeah.
I mean, the corner lot probably adds a couple $1,000s in value, I would say. The shop might add a few $1,000s itself, depending on if it's wired for electric or not. But even in October, you were wanting 120, and the market has gone down a lot since then. And now you're at 130.
Well, between 120 and 130, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even 120 is more than retail. Because I can tell you, there's a bunch of houses. I mean, I can tell you the addresses of them right around you that sold, at about 80,000, 59 to 80,000.
And then there's another house that I know of in the area that sold for 120, and a lot smaller house than this one.
What's the address?
No shop and no garage.
Do you know the address by chance?
I don't know the address off of it, but
Yeah, most likely it was fully renovated to today's standards. Granite countertops, new cabinets, new flooring. You know what I mean? They probably put 50, 60 grand into it to get that price, most likely. That's why, you have to consider what your house actually needs. Yeah, sure, it's probably updated some, but it is an older house, built in 1961, wasn't it? Yeah, 1961. Typically those houses need new plumbing and new electrical. I don't know if you've replaced that or not. And then we usually have to update the bathrooms to today's standards, 2023 standards. People want granite, nice fixtures, things like that.
My bathroom is got wall-to-wall wood finishing. In fact, it's got a 20-year guarantee on the wall. You can walk on it. It's a bamboo.
Bamboo. Okay.
It's done diagonally.
Nice.
It looks pretty sharp.
Okay.
I took the tub out, and built in a nice large shower in that whole area.
Oh wow. Okay.
And with a bench to sit on, and it's got 2 outlets for water. One that you can spray around on yourself personally, or one that showers down on you.
Okay.
And like I said, it takes a whole area. It was the tub and the foot space to get out of the tub.
Nice.
Now it's all shower.
Okay.
It's all shower.
Well, I didn't realize that you've done that. That's your master bathroom?
That's the master bedroom.
Okay.
Bathroom, yeah.
What about the other bathroom? What's it like?
It's a half bathroom. It's a commode and a sink.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's what most houses are. Yeah.
Now you did mention before that the kitchen needs to be replaced. The cabinets are old. Maybe replace the sink and things like that. So renovating the kitchen is one thing.
The sink has been replaced, but the cabinets, it's not about replacing them. I thought, well, heck no. They're still pretty good shape. Paint them in business.
Yeah. Well.
And I mean, they still would look nice. And then that's what you have to consider. Well, what would you consider? I mean,
I base everything on real numbers, on real comps, and the comps that I'm seeing, it looks like I could go as high as like 83,000 based on the current comps and based on doing some other repairs to get that to 2023 standards. You know what I mean? But I can tell you right now, I could never even get close to your number. That's just not realistic. That's a number for a house that's in perfect condition that's already been updated. You know what I mean? Which that might be the value after we put another 30 or 40 into it potentially. But then we still have to make profit too. We're an investment company, so obviously that's why we're trying to make a win-win. It's got to make sense for both of us. You know what I mean?
Well, if you say you can go for 83, and I say I can go for 120, we have to meet away some way, and both of us are going to have to give.
Yeah. If I look at my actual formula, because we have a formula for all this based on the comps, when I plug the numbers in, it actually says my max offer is $59,792. But then you told me about the bathroom and you told me about the corner lot and the shop. That's why I'm saying I could probably stretch it to 83. Like, that's a stretch.
Well,
How close could you get to that number, do you think?
83, I can't go down that much.
I understand.
I'm willing to go down some
Yeah.
or to wheel the deal, but
Sure.
not that much.
Yeah, and just to be honest, we can't buy every property, and not every deal works. Because like I said, it needs to be a win-win for both of us. But we would definitely have to be under the $100,000 mark to even consider this working. You know what I mean? Because just being honest, I think it's worth about 120 in perfect condition, already fully remodeled, the whole house. So we have to.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's what the comps are
I
showing.
hope I can find someplace like that. We're moving.
Yeah, I mean, North Carolina, there's some cheaper places there. So I actually just had a friend.
I'm not
just
sure to buy
moving.
a fixer-upper,
Yeah, exactly.
and I'm not a fixer-upper.
Right.
Fix my own house, but I'm not fixing up some house. Just fix it up.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, and like I said, not every time it can work for both parties, but
Yeah.
we would love to make a deal with you, but we've got to be realistic too. There's some companies out there that would say that yes, we'll give you 120, and then the day before closing, they might call you and say we got to be at 80, or we're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to be that kind of company. So we're just transparent and trying to be upfront with you. I don't want to have to renegotiate with you later. I'm just telling you the truth. 83 is a stretch, but definitely if you can come under 100,000, I'm definitely willing to look at it closer, crunch the numbers harder. But if you can't even get under that $100,000 range, then it probably could never work for us, especially with the market going down, interest rates going up.
Mm-hmm. Right now they're not. That's why I'd like to really get resituated at this point now, where before I wasn't really that interested.
Yeah.
But I've been here for a while, and so I'm ready to make a change.
Yeah, I understand. Well, we can definitely help you get to your destination, your new place in North Carolina. I do think prices over there are very similar to Oklahoma, depending on where you go. But, we'd love to help you move on to that,
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, we want to make sure it's a win-win for both of us too. So
Yeah.
how close do you think you can get to the 83 number? Like I said, you definitely have to be under the $100,000 range, or it just would never work. And it wouldn't work for any investment company, to be honest. You could test the waters on the open market and see what happens, but then you're talking about trying to totally remodel your house to get top dollar and then pay realtor fees,
I'm only
closing
sold
costs.
2 houses recently.
Yeah,
Anywhere near recent. And one house put the sign up. My brother did. That's for sale by owner. And somebody stopped by the house before he got home from work, wanting to buy the house.
when was that?
And it was a cash purchase. It was in California.
Yeah,
And
when?
in Nebraska, I had a house, and I didn't even list it. I just talked to somebody thinking about it. And somebody came up with an offer. Boom, right then and there.
Yeah,
And
when?
I sold the house without even listed and sold it all the same day.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long ago was that?
And that was, when did I sell the house in Nebraska? Yeah. Well, he's at 83, and I can't go that low. I mean, I come work to work with him.
And that 120, Gene, was
Pardon?
that 120 value that I said after it's fixed up 100%, that was October's number. It's probably even lower than that now because the market has definitely changed. But I'm still willing to keep that number just to try to work with you. But, we got to get close. We got to get very close to that 83 number to even try to make this work.
Yeah. Well, at 83, I just can't go that low. I can go some lower, but I just can't go down to 83.
Yeah, I understand. Well, what could you do then?
Well, just spend.
I don't think she's gonna get under 100,000, to be honest, y'all. So probably just have to nurture this lead a little bit until she becomes more motivated. But yeah, 83 it really is a stretch. So see what happens.
Well,
Hey, Gene. One thing to consider as well. Whatever number we come up with, that's money in your pocket because we pay all the closing costs. There's no realtor fees since we're paying cash. So we handle everything with title and everything. So that's a net number to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we consider it, that's for sure, but yeah. But we gotta find a place that we can pay for.
I'll tell you what, Gene. Do you want to do some research on houses in North Carolina that you might be able to look at, online at least, and then I can give you a call back in a couple of days or something, and we can revisit this conversation?
Well, I mean, you guys consider the shop, which, I mean, if you put a shop on, it costs, at today's prices, it's a regular size shop.
Yeah.
25 by 30. 25 by 30.
Mm-hmm. Does it have electric and everything?
Yeah. Do what?
Does it have electricity?
Yeah, it's got electric.
Okay.
It's got power.
Yep.
And it's got a regular garage door, and it's got a permit to build it. The whole ball game.
Well, that's good. Yeah, unfortunately, it just doesn't add a ton of value to a property, though. That's the downfall. Sure, it adds some value for sure. That's why I can stretch it up a little higher with the corner lot, and you did the bathroom and that shop. Because honestly, my max offer would have been was in the 60,000 range, like I told you before. And the market has gone down since then, so it's way riskier now too.
But the news that I had is that the older homes were selling better than the new ones. And I've got a nephew by marriage. He's married to one niece. And he is a contractor. Not here, but in another state. And new property is really just not going that well right now.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. New property is not going as well as older property, but even the older property is just sitting. We've even had houses that we flipped that we fully renovated, and they sat on the market for 3 or 4 months with no action.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And we actually our last flip we lost $5,000 on, just because the market changed so fast. We were just a few months late. You know what I mean? It's gone down a lot, to be honest, and the high interest rates are making buyers pickier and asking for more things. You know what I mean? Because if you list it on the open market, you're typically going to end up paying all their closing costs for them. You're going to pay realtor fees, all your own closing costs. It typically costs at least 10% to sell a house, usually. So you won't have that cost with me.
One house that I sold, I had a real estate lady, but she didn't charge me nearly as much because she didn't really even have to list it. She listed, sold it, and did the whole ball game all on the same day. She said, "Would you mind if I put a sign up?" I said, "I'd rather you did it." She said, "Okay." And so, and the other house put a sign up on the street, not even in front of the house. The property was for sale, and people saw it, came directly over and bought the house right then.
Yeah.
Without even walking through it. Yeah.
I believe that. I mean, even in the last year, we've seen houses go for 50,000 more than their value. You know, a year ago, but the market is just different now. That's not the case anymore. You used to get 20 offers on a house, and now you're lucky if you can sell a house after you list it. That's just the reality of where we're at these days. So, you know, selling it to us off market, you know, it saves you money because you don't have to pay all those fees. And, you know, it's just a lot easier. And 120 grand is what the house is worth in perfect condition. So I think 83 is a really good offer, to be honest. But, you know, I don't want to pressure you into anything. You know, think about it and just kind of see what you think your best price could be for it. And I can maybe holler back at you in a day or two.
Well, like I said, actually 120 is a little less than what I was figuring I'd get for it. But I would be willing to come down a little bit, but not all the way down to 83. No way.
Yeah, you said that.
No
so
way.
what price would you be willing to come to?
Well, it would just be probably around. As far as considering. Well, I mean, even 83.
We're not going to make a deal. Too far apart. You can hear Pete in the background.
20 and 25. Where's the breath? Because even if I came down $100, I'd be giving them $25,000. Yeah. Well, but that's bigger than that shed. Huh? That's bigger without the shop. That's without the shop? That's without the shop. Well, do what you can go, considering that you got a full-size working shop. My son builds race car centers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. And he's got one almost finished if you want one.
No, I wouldn't have any use for that. It sounds interesting, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's what he does in his spare time, is he builds race cars.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you were at 120 when we spoke in October, and you're basically at the same price. So you haven't came down at all. You haven't helped me out at all.
Well, 125, 125 was that. But, and yeah, we got to relocate. And then we got to pay to move us.
Yeah,
So, plus pay for the place that we get.
I understand. Yeah, and maybe that's not the best choice to do that. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, you don't have to move, that's for sure.
Right.
And I'm situated right now where a little bit of work by the house looked all pretty, and it actually looks pretty nice already.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should stick around there.
Maybe if you've got some partners or people that work with, and discuss it. If you come up closer to my 120 figure, we could probably work.
Yeah, we can't ever get close to that. So if that's the number that you're stuck on, then I definitely won't even bother you anymore, because we definitely can't ever get close to that. Nor would anyone else.
Never get close to it.
Never could.
We're not close. Well,
Yeah.
That answers it. It's good for both of us.
What's that?
I said, that answers it. That's for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Well, yeah,
okay.
if you're stuck on 120, then I definitely wish you luck. Hopefully you can get that price one day. You probably can if you held it on too long enough. But in today's market, it's just not worth that in the as-is condition. You know what I mean?
Market has a funny way of changing.
It
One
does.
way or the other all the time, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good for several years, though. And
Yeah.
it's just not that way anymore. So, but anyways, I may just follow up with you in a couple months just to see where you're at, and see if anything's changed, if that's all right.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. Okay.
No problem. Talk to you later.
What they're doing is they're trying to buy these homes so you can double their initial. Homes economic trade. So you buy a widget for $5. Pump the widget up without putting any money into it. You sell it for $10. Double your investment.
The seller talking in the background. They didn't hang up yet.
Sell this place for $160.
I ain't got time to listen to that. But bottom line is, yeah, she just won't come down at all. It sounded like. So I'm putting that. I'm gonna keep it in nurture because that's where it was. And I'm gonna actually schedule a follow up. We'll just say in a month. She's not super motivated right now. They don't need to sell, so which they were. So I'm not sure what really changed because they wanted to move away because she's getting older, and the spouse passed away in that house, so they wanted to get out of it. But you know, things change. That's why timing is everything. You never know. So now I'm gonna call a couple of others, but this video is going way too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it. But hopefully, you guys got some value out of that. Definitely drop me a comment. Let me know what you would have done differently, potentially. But otherwise, appreciate you watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.